Suge, we back.
We back, Brody. Good week, you know what I'm saying?
How's everything been?
It's been good, man. Real blessing. You know I've been eating good. I could tell everybody, yeah, I've been eating good. Shout out to my wife, making all that good food.
Yeah.
Shit. But yeah, I gotta lose the weight too, though, because I ain't trying to play no sugar role.
You looking more like your daddy every day, man.
Man, yeah, bro. So I think my little bro Sosa could play that role, but yeah, let's get into it. A lot happened this week.
A lot happened this week. Well, let's talk about Wack 100 betting Vlad $100 your dad has HIV.
Well, Wack is he's self-explanatory. His name is Wack, and Vlad, he's a Wack dude too. So it's just HIPAA violations. I'm gonna say it like my pops don't got no HIV, so they could kill that noise. But Wack shouldn't be throwing glass houses. He shouldn't be throwing rocks. He live in a glass house. He keep talking about my family, my pops.
Yeah.
And he think that he got a perfect, thing. So it's allegedly that my dad got HIV, but that ain't true. And I could say the same thing. Like, it's allegedly that his son probably got something because his son's gay.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I ain't into talking about people's families, but don't talk about my family, little man. You don't want me to talk about yours.
Yeah.
I don't even care about yours. So it's like, worry about your artists. You know what I'm saying? You got Ray J in the agency. You know what I'm saying? You got Blueface. He need to come back. Hopefully he do come back. And then you got Game. What the hell he doing? That's 3 dudes. Your whole empire is looking terrible, bro. So businessman to businessman, check yourself. And Vlad, ain't nobody worried about Vlad. He got them cease and desist from me. But other than that, I ain't tripping on him. He a small guy. So I ain't really tripping on them YouTube dudes. You know what I'm saying? They just letting me know that they got the proof. They proving online like, yeah, Lil Suge sent it from his Beverly Hills address and I got it. He's trying to scare me. It's just a warning, bro. You gave me my evidence. I don't need nothing else. You know what I'm saying? That part.
So they retrieved it.
They get it. They get it.
So now your dad also kind of told everybody months ago, I guess people didn't think about it, but he was saying Whitney Houston has something to do. I mean, Ray J has something to do with Whitney Houston's, death or something.
Long live Whitney Houston. She's a legend. And Ray J, he been wilding. He went on, Cam Newton shit, talking about he did something. He was a part of it. My dad, he just not in the best position right now. He in prison, so he gotta say whatever is on his mind. I think he should just focus on getting out, which he is. And it's not my place to speak on Whitney and Ray J's situation. He says he wasn't there, and she definitely was a legend that left, a legacy. It's unfortunate. I want to be respectful to her family and everybody, and hopefully they just find some justice for her, and let's stop, let's go back to stop doing drugs. Drugs is really detrimental to the black community. So Ray J can get off drugs and go back to rehab. I push that for that brother, and let's keep Whitney's legacy alive and great.
Well, we all grew up with Ray J, and one thing I think is fucked up and ain't nobody said nothing is there's a video circulating where it seemingly shows Ray J getting escorted out of the hotel, but that video is Nick Gordon. You know what I'm saying? But everybody's saying it's Ray J and it's all floating through the internet.
Yeah, man, it's all ugly. It's an ugly mess. So it ain't my place to speak on that. I just, wish that they do find some justice for their family, and people start living right, and stop being clout chasers.
Now, your dad supports Gene Deal on Diddy being a federal informant for years. Your dad said it, but Gene Deal has been saying it. What is your thoughts on that?
There's got to be some truth behind it. You know what I'm saying? So Suge and Puff are totally different people. It's not just weirdo freak-offs. I'm not trying to talk about Puff at all, because last time I spoke about Puff, people came down like, he's just mad about that. He's mad about his dad and all that. Like, I get it. You freaky niggas like to protect other freaky niggas. So I don't want to speak on that. But Yeah, Gene Deal, he obviously said something. He worked for Puff. He did some type of security for him, you know, and like there got to be some truth in what they saying. So
Yeah.
I don't know. Let's get Gene over here. You know, Gene, come to Wild Moguls real quick, bro. Just drop us some knowledge because we got a real fan base out here that's looking for the truth. You know, so
Yeah.
you don't got to be with Art of Dialogue or Vlad TV.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, Diddy's, I guess, trying to get a bond, and seems like he got denied his bond again, but he's basically saying that he's just a voyeur and an amateur pornographer.
You know what? If that's what he says, that's what he says. You know, I don't want to. Them freaky niggas definitely know how to defend each other, protect each other. So I don't want to see him in jail. I'm not a freaky nigga, and I don't want to just. I don't know. Them dudes is all too protected. So they got the secrets. They got all that. I don't want to see that man in jail. But if they do let Diddy out of jail and Trump pardon him and all that, that's good for him. Just forgive Suge for being too violent, I guess, and defend it for his life. Because other than that, ain't.
Well, I heard Trump is not going to give him a pardon.
Well, I just read off what I seen. So if it's possibility, good for that brother. You know, Trump can't pardon my pops. Gary Newsom can only pardon him. But like,
oh, Trump can't even.
Nah, that's because it's federal.
Oh,
yeah. So Diddy's in federal jail, and I think my pops is not. So it's different tiers of shit.
I mean, if your dad somehow got converted to federal, he would probably get out.
Yeah, but he already served most of his time, so it's like time served.
I've actually saw like he's up for parole in 2032.
Yeah, hopefully sooner than that. So it's like he already served most of his time. He already over 10 years in time served when he was in county.
Yeah,
and that's a day and a half. So it's like he did a lot of his time, and then as long as he gets his charges reduced, he good. I mean, they just did let Tory Lanez get an appeal, so I'm pretty sure my dad got to resubmit his paperwork to get his appeal, and everything will be good. They just trying to clean up the streets right now to see who's the bad guy, who's what. You know, they don't know if it's Diddy or Suge.
Yeah.
So
Tory Lanez is it's looking positive. I've been talking to a lot of people in the streets, and
yeah, man, free Tory.
He's got some real people behind his whole movement.
Yeah, man, no, free Tory for sure. Shit, summer music has been slow. You know, Tory been carrying the summers and all that. You know, if it wasn't for Drake and Kendrick beef, we wouldn't be getting all them songs from them dudes. And you know, the new artists, they cool, you know, but they ain't. I don't know. Music is so like. It suck right now. Like I don't listen to current hip hop or rap. It's just like I know of some of the guys. Baby Chief, he cool. I like his little freestyle and all that. But some of the newer guys, it's like they got a few songs they hitting, but I don't know. I like that Pusha T album with Clips though.
Yeah,
that's the album of the year.
The Clips album.
Mm-hmm.
I gotta
Pusha
listen
T
to
and
it.
Malice. Yeah, Tyler the Creator, he got off on that song, POV.
Yeah.
Hard.
Now, we need to think of, I've been just thinking about it. California is really shady, you know, because you see what happened to your pops. Now, like but I want to bring another case that shows another consistency of just shadiness.
Yeah.
And it seems like if there's like a certain circle in California that wants you gone, they can do it. You know what I mean? And it don't matter what the facts are or the evidence, you know? So for Tory Lanez to still be in jail at all after seeing the actual police, video.
Yeah.
Like, she clearly was not shot. She clearly admit to being, walking on glass. Like, how does that even get to the point that someone is doing 10 years, you know what I'm saying, or 20 years in prison and get convicted when it's on tape?
Yeah, man, it's a difficult topic because Tory ain't always all the way, he gotta take some accountability and put himself in that situation, and it's hard to say that. I'm a fan of him. I'm a fan of Megan music too, like she got a couple bangers, but it's just more of like it's some behind the scenes stuff that we just don't know. There's some shady dealings. And, I don't want to keep throwing these names out, but obviously there's a common pattern with Rock Nation that's going on like that. And we got to figure out what's the justice behind it. It may not be who is the owner of Rock Nation, but who's operating it and operating that industry. The music industry needs a whole cleanse. So I am not working in the industry. I don't want to waste my time. That's why I don't really push for music and all that kind of stuff. It's like, is everybody in a 720 deal at this point? Like it's not even 360. It's 720. Like damn. Like I don't know, bro.
Small circles.
Yeah, like I feel like if a rapper was still popping, you will see rappers like 50 Cent or Cameron still rapping. Only old nigga you see rapping is Jim Jones. You know, and it's like that's cool, Jim, but you know, it's whatever.
Now.
Matter of fact, Jim Jones, he was actually speaking on my pops like, yeah, Suge tried to press up on us and all that. Like, you know, these dudes that trying to like get their little 15 minutes or whatever, speaking on my pops, it's like, you seem real extra lame. You know, they got a dude that pressed about Jim Jones. I don't know, his name is Truth or something like that, but you know, maybe he should go interview him. But other than that, bro, like, I don't know. He got to sell his records. He got to survive.
Was your dad ever cool with Jim Jones, or did you know?
I don't know all that type of, you know, that's that whole music industry stuff, bro. It's just when it's like you 20 years later, shit, damn near 30 years later, you over here speaking like, yeah, Suge try to press up on us, but you know, we ain't let that slide. Like, nigga,
they didn't say that years ago.
You ain't really, don't be out here like that. Y'all make sure, you notice they don't ever be in LA talking like that. They be back in the East Coast or whatever they be at talking like that. And it's like...
So now, you know Chris Gotti, Irv Gotti's brother.
Brother, yeah, R.P. Irv Gotti.
R.P. Irv Gotti. Well, Reggie Wright was interviewing him, and Chris Gotti told about a story where your dad was in New York and was supposedly talking to Kevin Liles, that Ja Rule was his artist, and Kevin Liles felt scared, went into like a bathroom, called Chris Gotti, and Chris Gotti pulled up to the St. Regis Hotel where your dad was staying with 8 goons, and they talked it out, and Chris said him and your father got closer after that. But did you see that interview or that clip?
I heard of that story, but I didn't see that interview. You know, that's typical Suge. My pops, you know, making sure business go right without people trying to fuck him over. And then that a long time ago. I'm pretty sure it was all respect, you know what I'm saying? You know, he out there in the East, so he got to, like, make sure things is right, you know? That's their business. I don't want to talk about his story. That's his story, you know what I'm saying? He's still alive. And that's what he had to do during that time. You know, you got all these different CEOs that you know, Jay-Z stabbed some people, you know, Puff slapping Drake, you know, like you think them things happen. They slip through the cracks. But Suge handled business his way and it got handled. Yeah. That's all I could just say.
Did he ever talk to you about Ja Rule or anything, some business that
you know what? But it was a funny story I heard about Ja Rule. I think Ja Rule said it. He was like, yeah, I was talking to Suge one time, and Suge started crying because he said I reminded him of Pop. I'm like, nigga, this nigga Ja Rule's the funniest dude of all time. like, for one, I ain't never seen my dad cry. Nigga, like, never seen him like nothing like that, bro. So just to see, like, out of all things that make my pops like shed a tear is Ja Rule. Nigga, Ja Rule, what would Ja do? Like, nigga, all right. Ja Rule for sure. Like,
I don't know why I got respect for Ja Rule.
Ja Rule got hits, bro. And you know what I'm saying? Like, but just to believe that Ja Rule made Big Suge had to shed some tears, like, you remind me of Pac, bro. Like, I can't even act like how my dad would cry. I never seen him do no shit like that. My dad ain't gonna cry. He gonna be like, all right. And then you just got the suspense. Like, what the fuck gonna happen next? Like, but like, damn, Ja Rule making big, nah. But it's just, you know, respects to Ja Rule. He got a lot of hits. he low-key got more hits than 50 Cent. You know, people just don't want to admit. You know, 50 Cent got a cold rollout. He clowned him. You know, art of war type stuff. But Ja got some more hits than 50.
You think so?
I think so. I think 50 has a more impact, but Ja got some more like hits. That's like, especially with him, Ashanti and J Lo type shit. Yeah. That Murder Inc. shit was crazy.
That was a good run.
But yeah, Ja. What would Ja do? I don't know.
I don't know. But I remember you, Murder Inc. and Suge.
Yeah, it was solid.
It was solid.
Yeah, man. Nah, for real. It's all love. Well, that's what I said. Like R.P. to Irv Gotti when he passed, bro. I was out here talking to the peoples because I wanted to do a Suge Knight and Rough Riders collab. Okay. Clothing type of shit. They was like, we up for it. So, it's just rolling things around. You get around to it. Like I'm heavy in the merch and clothing business, and that's why I'm just focused. I focus mostly on apparel and rollouts like that, VIP packages, concert tours, cool. But other than that, man.
Can you tell us?
Oh yeah, like what I'm saying, this right here is that God's Night tee. You got the the LA football team tee real quick. God's Night out of the Suge Knight store. That's cool. Nice quality tee right here.
You want to tell them a little history of the Rams? 25?
The Rams, look. So the Rams is basically, my pops paid for the Rams, and like 25 is just my number. Okay. So I just incorporate it because I ain't got the approvals of Big Suge yet. Like, don't be using my number yet. And I'm like, dude, I'm over here rolling out a big, acquisition deal for us. So it's just me, doing what I can do without getting hit with a cease and desist.
Okay.
So it's just more like people like it, people get it. I'm doing everything in the right way, but I want to do things to the perfect way once I get approval from Big Suge and all that. But this tee is definitely available on SugeKnight.com. Yeah. Let me know how y'all like it. I'll send out some samples and gear to y'all. Shout out to everybody that's buying it. It comes in this khaki color and it's also this eucalyptus color. So
is that green?
It's like eucalyptus brownish. It's different brown.
Okay.
It's like a more olive greenish look. So
think of eucalyptus, we think of green.
Yeah, it's like a faded green because it's a faded tee.
Yeah.
So it's a dope quality blank though.
Okay.
So
now, do you know Choke No Joke?
Nah.
You never heard of Choke No Joke?
Choke No Joke.
Yeah, he's out of the East Coast.
Okay.
And he's been talking briefly about your father. He's done a lot of research on the Tupac murder case.
Okay.
And he just revealed that he produced a few of the episodes of the podcast he had with Dave Mays.
Okay.
So yeah, he did. I'm still trying to look at some of the videos. I don't know. It looked like they might have had a falling out.
Yeah, I don't know that too much about that stuff with Dave Mays and like my pops and all that. It was dope. Shout out to Breakbeat Media and all that. But I think right now it's just like since my pops is in prison, he don't understand the internet, how things work and all like that. Yeah. So I know it's like a third party that's probably relaying the message wrong to him. Okay. And like that's why I hate it because he's a good businessman, but at the same time he's also scarred from being burnt from people and things not going the right way. He still got to take accountability of how to make things manage and compromise with everybody. Yeah. But it's just weird.
And it was a great platform.
It's still a great platform.
It's a great platform. Just because it kind of, I think it was the only time you really seen Suge in a different light. You seen Suge more as like the actual big homie teacher. And like a person that's wise, You saw like a wise Suge,
Yeah.
And then you got a lot of game and you kind of got like a different perspective of where he was coming from, where we saw the gangster and all of the other stuff. You kind of saw where his mindset, was at.
No, I definitely agree with that. For most parts, it was dope. The only parts I didn't agree with, he has his reasons, is when he's like throwing shots at people. Because I'm not a big fan of throwing shots at people, especially people that don't matter.
Yeah.
I'm like, Pops, you've been in jail for over 10 years. The people that you throwing shots at, like Ray J and these Wack, these dudes are not relevant in like in the main light of like celebrityism or LA. Like people, they not popping. These people are just washed. That's why everybody who's talking about my Pops or got a death row story, it's like, all y'all got like, y'all need to find some common ground and shop a documentary on y'all. Stop going to these YouTube platforms and sharing your stories. I'm talking about people like Reggie, all them people on Bomb First. Like they got a Suge story. Talk about it on your own, shop your own deal. That's what I would do. Like other than that, y'all coming out here for crumbs and letting these small platforms try to hustle y'all. Y'all just showing how desperate y'all are. You know what I'm saying? Like, all right, like that's just me.
When's the last time you seen Reggie?
Bro, probably like over 18 years.
Wow.
Yeah, that's why Reggie can't really speak on me.
Yeah.
I don't really speak on Reggie at all. Everything I've been saying is Reggie should be focused on his health.
Yeah.
His fat ass should be worrying about living longer.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? If Hulk Hogan died at what, 70 something, Reggie ain't got too far because Hulk Hogan was an athlete.
Yeah.
Reggie ain't no athlete. Reggie look like he fat. He is fat. He look like he stink. He wear the same big ass shirts, you know what I'm saying? Them Walmart ass shirts that cost like $5 and shit. He need to work on his health. And I think it would be cool if Reggie talked about his legacy as a police officer. Because you not a businessman, you a police officer. Your father was a police officer. And you got your father on Vlad TV too. Talk about police work. Talk about how you fought crime in LA and how you worked for security for some of the biggest names in the industry. That's dope. But you trying to be taking shots and like, yeah, Suge probably got HIV. Suge didn't get stabbed. Like, thank you, Reggie, for not saying that Suge didn't get stabbed in jail. He didn't get stabbed. But it's just like, talk about yourself, bro.
Hey, you know what, Gene Deal? I just saw a video today. Gene Deal says, like, and he didn't even say allegedly. He said for a fact, and it's going to all come out. But he says, Reggie Wright, Vlad TV, and Wack 100 are all federal agents, and Reggie Wright is Wack 100's handler.
That makes total sense. That's cool. Good for them dudes. Let them dudes talk about being. Well, I don't think being a federal informant, you know, you can't really be proud of that. But like, you would do it out there.
Agent. He said agent.
Well, yeah, I don't know too much police work, but like, you know, that's what y'all got to do. That's what you got to do. Talk about fighting crime then. Try to make the world a better place. I don't know. All this trying to take dudes out because you jealous of them. You know what I'm saying? I can't really get them dudes life. You like, all right, I could just be aware. Like Wack, off tops, I know he's an informant because the way he loudmouths, he talks so much. He ain't no different than Charleston White.
Yeah.
Yeah, nigga, talk this, say everything hurtful. Just so you want to whoop their ass. If you do something to them, that's when they're like, I got you. I finally got him. Let me call the police. Get this person. Yeah. Don't even waste your time.
But Charleston White just gives me like an OG snitch vibe. He doesn't give me federal agent vibe.
All them dudes give me vibes of the Boondocks of, what's the dude's name? Stink Meaner. Whatever the dude, they just old, angry, bitter niggas that like to talk about niggas. Just give these niggas platforms. They, who the fuck he think he is? You know what I'm saying? Like, dog, just talk about yourself. You know, nobody's life is perfect, but like making your whole catalog about Suge and your Suge experiences, there's other people to talk about or people's paperwork. There's other things to talk about. Like in LA, we have a huge problem in the music scene. We don't get played on the radio. Only person that's getting played on the radio is shout out to the bro, Chef Boy, you know, gang, you know, you know what I'm saying?
That shit hard.
That shit hard as fuck.
Yeah.
But it's like, we need to keep that momentum going. Just keep people back into the radio. Get them royalties from the radio. Because streams ain't paying nobody. Other than that, stop talking about people on who built this industry. They can say whatever they want about Suge. Suge built this. He's in the Mount Rushmore of the greatest CEOs of all time. It ain't about what he did or how he did people. He ran into the ground. Hell, when he went to jail, if you want to be technical, who ran into the ground was probably Reggie, whoever else was in charge. Why don't they talk about that part? Yeah. Because they employees. They was never bosses. Yeah. So,
no, I mean,
that's just facts. Like,
I mean, the investigation shows that, your dad was plotted on, and that's why he went to jail. You know what I'm
He
saying?
knew he was plotted on, though.
You know,
that's true.
And
but he
some
knew.
some say it was his.
He knew he
part
was
of his ex-wife and his attorney and Reggie.
He knew that though. When you that smart, you know what's up. Just like I know who's plotting on me, who tries to take me out. Mm-hmm. I don't give these people ammunition. So my dad got to take accountability that he got distracted or that he allowed that to happen.
And it just seems like he does take accountability because he don't complain about it.
He don't complain about it.
Every now and again, he lets you know that he knows.
Yeah.
But he don't broadcast it.
Exactly.
You know, out of 1,000 conversations, you might get one or two over the years where he kind of like briefly talked about it. And I think one time he didn't even realize he was being recorded. He was just in a private conversation.
Exactly. I tell his ass all the time. I'm like, you got Reggie fat ass recording you and stuff. Like, one day y'all friends, one day y'all not friends. Stop trusting these niggas, man. Like, you know, these dudes don't really got nothing to lose. They want to see you lose. So stop giving these dudes the ammo. Just focus on getting out. Suge, you get out. Big Suge, you get out, bro. You ain't gonna even touch the music industry. You don't have to. Mm-hmm. I'm not touching music. There is no, for me, nothing like that's convincing for me to be like, all right, let me invest into this time, into this artist. Fuck no. Like, no. Yeah. Like, unless you are an established artist, you want to sell your catalog, I got a team for that. You know, they paying people at least $1 million for their catalog. We can set that acquisition up. Other than that, I don't really care for it. That ain't really I ain't tripping. So the rest of these dudes, get your bread. And I feel like these West Coast OGs need to really like step up and like start doing stuff for the West. Stop being so angry. If everybody would stop trying to like point fingers, like, yeah, this is why Death Row didn't happen, this is why this didn't happen, and they put their feelings to the side and start putting actual shows and rollouts, the West would be a different place. Yeah. If you compare that to the East Coast, to the West Coast, you would have like, festivals out here. We lost all of our top artists out here, from Draco to Ruler. That wasn't supposed to happen. You got people that's comparing Draco and YG. Those are two different pioneers of the West Coast. It's no point of trying to put them against each other. Right. You don't see the people on the East Coast doing that. They gonna put a whole show together. Now they got a bigger ticket to sell arenas. Now they getting bigger advances. But LA, the West Coast, don't do that. Not even with the Bay. So it's like, damn, like, we gotta stop fighting. That's why the music industry be so headache, because it's too many cliques. You got some niggas that's like a part of the Diddy squad, freaky nigga squad. Then you got some niggas that's a part of Ray J, that's part of the Gagency and shit like that. And you got niggas like me that don't give a fuck. They're just like, nigga, that just put music and put the shows together. Like, I don't give a fuck what you into, bro. Just make sure the song right. Make sure you know you can perform. Let's sell the tickets. Put a good experience out. Other than that, all this interpersonal issues with shit, beefs, that's a personal problem. We all got shit to do. Yeah. Like, damn. So a lot happened this week, bro.
A lot happened
this week.
So, and then I think that's it. We hit all the. Was any topics that?
Shit, let's just see, shout out to the people that's doing shout out to, Young Moguls Network, you know what I'm saying? Wild Moguls. Shout out to Wild Moguls. You guys are putting us on. I appreciate you guys trusting me to like carry out my story. Shout out to Gina Views. She's a great, journalist. Shout out to A Day in the Life in LA. He did the LA report card. Dejan Paul. Shout out to Dejan Paul. Shout out to all the people that's independently like covering hip hop news and music correctly, correct journalism. Yep. Not being like Vlad TV, who's just making his whole platform monetizing Suge Knight name and all that stuff. So shout out to people that's doing the right work. Oh, Jeremy, and shout out to Jeremy. I don't want to mispronounce his last name, but everybody know what I'm talking about, from Hip Hop DX. Jeremy Hatchet or Harry, I don't know. He a dope dude too. So he's been covering a lot of things in the media, right? And
Dejan Paul used to be on No Jumper, right?
He did do No Jumper a few times and all that. Like, I feel like though that like media outlets, people, they did their part just to get the elevated up, because he didn't want to be a part of that. He did his thing and took his little fan base and it grew from there. Yeah. Gina Views did No Jumper too. She did, man. She a pioneer. She a pioneer. Even shout out to Charlamagne the God because he even shouted her out. You know what I'm saying? She like a Lauren LaRosa, but in LA. So Gina Views, shout out to her. She was one of the first people I interviewed. Long time ago.
Right on.
So,
well, yeah, man, we'll come back next week when there be some more stuff that happened in the news.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you know. Shoot, shout out to Primitive and Tupac. You know, this is right here, the hat right here. You know, we doing things right. Primitive, you know, we gonna get that Suge Knight and Primitive collab. So everybody keep doing their right thing. Keep doing the good business. Keep living right. Keep God in your life. And stop being freaky ass niggas.